Hi dearest, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made this hand fan with less than $1. Yes, in the course of this video I'll be telling you all the prices of the various items that I was used, and at the end you get to know the total amount I used in making this hand fan. Now the design came about by a request from a client. She's a bride-to-be and she had 8 maids in her train and she wanted something that was not too expensive. She gave me her budget, so I was thinking, and I came up with this design. Now, okay, remember last week we actually made the skeleton of the hand fan. Now, if you haven't watched it, you can check the description of this video so that you would watch it and know how to make it for yourself, because that is all part of making sure that the hand fan costs less than $1. So let me explain from the skeleton how much the parts that are there cost. Now the carton, of course, you can get it free because you might have carton in your house, but if you do not have and you have to buy, that will cost you like 100 naira, and that's less than $1. Okay, then the cane that was used here, it is sold at 100 naira. That's the full cane, and the full cane is 1 yard. That's 36 inches, and what we used was 7.5 inches. So if we divide that with it, that should be like 5. So 5 pieces is what we can get out of it. So divide 100 naira, because the cane cost 100 naira. So divide 100 by 5, that will give you 20. How many do we have now? 120 naira. Okay, then you would talk about the glue that we used inside, but let's leave that till we finish the end and we estimate our glue. So let's start off in making the remaining part of the hand fan. Stay tuned, keep watching, and keep learning. Now the next thing we're going to do is get our circular object to trace on our bridal satin that we're going to use to cover the hand fan skeleton. Now the circular object I made use of is plates, and if you make use of plates or any other circular object, I believe that should be free. So we still have 120 naira, which is less than $1. And I'm making use of a tailor's chalk to trace the circle, the size. This is exactly the same size that I used to cut out the hand fan skeleton, the carton, the round part. And the tailor's chalk cost 100 naira. So let's assume we're just going to, because we're going to use very little, so we're going to make use of probably like just 10 naira. So that makes it 130. We're still less than $1. So the bridal satin that we're making use of, this is half of half. Let me just explain. It is 1/4. And that 1/4 was divided into 2. Bridal satin cost 1,200. If you divide that into 4, that gives you 300 naira. And that 300 naira will be divided into 2. Remember, the quarter is divided into 2, so that is 150. 150 plus 130 gives us what? 280. We are still less than $1. So now I'm cutting out the circular pattern that I traced out with my scissors. Now, if you have listened to my video on how to price your item, I will drop the link in the description. You would know you have to add the price of the scissors, because after a while your scissors will go through wear and tear and you will need to replace it. But since scissors will take a long time if you buy a good scissors to go through wear and tear, let's just put 50 naira. And if we add 50 to 280, what do we have? 330 naira. We are still what? Less than $1. I'm enjoying this phrase, less than $1. All right then. So the next thing you want to do is place your skeleton on top of the remaining part of the bridal satin. Now this bridal satin, actually I've cut out the part that I'm going to use to wrap the handle of the hand fan, so it's not exactly complete as that. Do you understand? What I mean is that the length is not the full length of what I told you to cut out, because I've cut out some pieces. So the next thing you want to do is use your E7000. That's what I'm using at this time. We would finally estimate the price of the E7000 later on. So I'm going to use that and just draw out. Now, because I want to do it less than $1, I'm not going to spread the E7000 all over. No, I'll put it at the edges and the handle and just different sparingly. Can you see what I'm doing? Like that. Okay, so that ensures that I'm not using a lot of the E7000. Okay, now take note that the bridal satin is a bit how do I put it, wider than the circular part of the skeleton, and you would see the reason why. Now I'm also putting it at the edges. That's the edges at the corner, or how would I explain it? You saw me do that. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it and place it like so. You want to let it dry a bit. Anyway, they didn't give it stain because it's black, but if you're using any other color, please allow it to dry a bit. If not, it will stain your material. And I'll show you what I did finally when I got some stains, what I finally did. But that was not through this. I didn't have a stain because of this. I think it dried a bit before I used it. So you need to use your hand and spread it out like I'm doing. So keep watching and learning. Now, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to cut it to give like a curve all the way around. You can see that what I have is like a rectangle, or should I say square. He's one of the above. It looks like a square anyway. What do you think? Is he a square or a rectangle? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's gist. Okay, so I'm going to cut it all the way around like so, like what I'm doing. Remember, what do we have? 330 naira. Now the next thing you want to do is notch. I'm sure if you've watched when we're making hats, you know that this process is called notching, and this helps you actually to fold your material neatly and give a clean edge finishing of the fold. So I'm going to be notching all the way around. Keep watching and learning. After you finish notching, the next thing you want to do is take your E7000 or whichever glue you're using, and you're going to be putting it at the edges like you see me do. Okay, and as I do, I close immediately. I don't want it drying up. It seems like this E7000 actually dries fast because it really wasn't leaving stain. And so I didn't go around like that, putting everything before I put like I do for most ones. If you use B6000, you should go around and put all before you start clapping it. It needs time, I think. Yes, that's how it goes for B6000. And another one that you can use to actually save cost is to get Everstick. I actually planned to get Everstick for this project, but I was unable to get to the market before I did the sample for the bride. So we're still in 330 naira, and I'm going to tell you, remember the price that we're going to put because we've not finished using the E7000, so that will be later on in the video. So keep watching and learning. Now the next thing you want to do is to get the other, remember the circular pattern that we traced out, that is exactly the hand fan size. Now I'm going to be placing it like this. I noticed after I placed it that it wasn't, there was some part that was coming out, so it wasn't exactly its size. Well, I think when you trace for me, it should be a bit, well, whatever. Anyway, it wasn't the exact size. So this is how you cut your circular object to ensure you reduce it and it's still a circle. Everybody watch and learn. Just in case you have such issue and you want to reduce the circle, fold your circle into two halves to give you a semicircle, and then you fold again. If it's not thick, if it's thick, you can use it like that, but so that we don't have errors, you fold it again. Then I'm going to take my scissors. Okay, I was like, no, we need pins to hold it down. Okay, so I took my pin. Let us put a price to this pin, just in case an error happens in the pin. Don't laugh, but laugh with me. All right, so we're going to put 5 naira. What did I say? 5 naira. I'm even using safety pin. Should we add more? No, let's just leave it at 5 naira. And if we add 5 naira, that gives us 335. We are still less than $1. Hallelujah. I'm enjoying this. Okay, so let's get back to our video. Okay, so now I'm cutting like so. Can you see I'm cutting just that edge little? This ensures that you still arrive at in a circle form. If you know this trick, let me know in the comment section below. But if you didn't know this trick and you gained knowledge, please do let me know in the comment section that you gained value from this particular section of the video, and give me a thumbs up, double thumbs up right now. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is we're going to put our E7000 just at the edges. Now I'm just checking to know which part is the shining part of the bridal satin, so I don't put that part. You know, there's one side that shines and the other side doesn't shine. Is the part that doesn't shine, you want to put the glue. We want the shining part to show, you know, so it gives us a glitter. And as I was saying, you have to ensure you are still within less than $1, my sisters. So I'm going to just put the E7000 just at the edge like that. Keep watching and learning. And then I will take the other part and just sparingly again, just drop it around, you know, sparingly. If you're using Evo stick, I'm sure you can massage everywhere with the Evo stick. Evo stick is much cheaper. I just got Evo stick and I got 250 milliliter for 1,500. So that's still cheaper than this glue. This glue, I think I got it 2,000 now, so it's still cheaper. Okay, so now I'm placing it on top like so. Be careful so you don't spill. This was where I got some stains on my hand fan. Yeah, because my hand was still with glue. I didn't use the method of getting water and rinsing out your hands as you're doing so it doesn't stain. So I'll show you what I did finally to remove the glue. So you spread it out, you know, to let it stick very well and ensure it doesn't pull off. It can't pull off now. All right, I'm enjoying this video. Are you enjoying this video with me? I'm enjoying giving you value, showing you what to do so you can always meet a client at their point. Do you understand? If they say they want 10,000, 1 million, you give them the hand fan that is good for them. Hallelujah. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take these small strips of hand fan that I have, and this small strips of hand fan is measured 2 inches by 18 inches. So I was actually thinking that because you know the edge is frail and of course you don't want to see materials coming out of that part. So I decided to fold it into 2 first of all and fold it again. I wanted to iron, but at this point in time, NEPA decided, no, sweetheart, we don't want to give you light. But my Lord came to my rescue. And before you know it, light came. Praise the Lord. And I went on to iron. So let's jump this step and head off to the next step. So here is the next step. Fold your bridal satin, the 2 by 18 inches into 2, as in you fold it in to form a bias, and then you iron it down so it can stay like that. You also fold the tips in so that no need for the fraying, no need for sewing. So that's what I'm doing. Now you'll be wondering, why am I doing this? Now if I was going to use bias, that will add an additional cost, isn't it? If I was going to use something else to cover the what do you call it, the handle of the hand fan, it will cost more. So what I did was to still use the bridal satin, still use that to cover the handle of my hand fan first of all. Then I also decided, you know, let me just iron the base to straighten it and give it a smooth feel. I hope you are gaining value. If you're gaining value, ensure you are clicking that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I believe you're gaining value from this, aren't you? Please do just pause the video, click subscribe, and then you will see join. Join means you want to support me. You want to give financially to my channel so that I will be able to get more materials to do more videos for you. So please, if you want to join some of my members that are already giving financially to the channel, you go ahead and click the join and then you pay. It's not much. I think it's $2.99. So it's not much. You can just support me in your way. And to all you who do that, let's get back to the video. Okay, so here I just used little kerosene on the same bridal satin, and I'm cleaning off the gum stains that I have on the hand fan. Now, don't think I forgot. We have our iron that we just used and also light. For that, we're going to use it for a long time before anything happens, so we can still drop 50 naira for that. You know, the light that we used was very little. It didn't take us time to, you know, do the ironing, so we dropped 50. So now what do we have? We have 380 naira. Or even if we dropped 100. Okay, do we change it to 100? All right, let's drop 100. So that gives us what? 430. We are still below $1. So now what I'm doing is I'm wrapping up the handle. So now we're wrapping the handle with the bridal satin bias that we made. So keep watching and learning. Yes, more on the members and not the subscribers. For the members, you get to have some badges by the side of your names when you're commenting, and also your commenting gets a priority on response, and also you get to see the videos first before the subscribers. So if you noticed, I missed out the 5 naira for our pin. So if you look up, you'll be seeing the exact price you're meant to be having. I already edited this video and needed to come up soon. So my apologies. Next thing I did was to get these small trimmings, and I'm going to use the boner, the what do you call it again? Yeah, the lighter. Oh my god, thank god, the lighter to burn it. Now the lighter costs like 100 naira. The highest, that should be 10 naira that we make use of there, and that gives me 440 naira. Now this trimming that I'm making use of, it's 1 yard, that's 36 inches, and it comes in this roll that is held with a paper. They just fold it into the fold it, and hold it with a paper, and it's 250 naira, and it's 10 yards in it. But unless they cheat you, Sha. Unless, I don't know, unless now it's different. This is an old one that I had those days. So well, 10 yards, 250 divided by 10, that's 25 naira. If we add that to 440, it's 440 we have now, isn't it? So we add 25 plus 440 is 465 naira. We are still less than $1. Okay, and see the peg over there that we make use of. How many of you have pegs that have what they call it, broken and have issues? To tell you that sometimes you do need replacement, so we have to put a fee to that. So we add 5, and that gives us 475 naira. We are still less than $1, and we're still making use of our E7000, but we're going to wait till the end before we put a price to it. So what I'm doing now is I'm gluing those edges. Remember that when you place the circle that you carved out on top of that part that you notched and folded into, it's going to leave like a mark there, sort of. You will see the part that the circle you placed on it stops, kind of, it's not smooth over there. So that's what you're going to use this pattern to cover, and it's going to form the front of your hand fan. Cool, ain't it? All right, so I'm going to use that to go all the way around, so keep watching and learning. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take it all the way around the handle. I actually planned to leave the handle like that, but I was like, oh well, since the one you can reach it, why not just use it and wrap up the handle and make it look even chickier and cooler? So that's what I did. So keep watching and learning. Next thing, I got this rhinestones that is sold 200 a pack. Okay, so I'm just going to take little from it, really little, and just stick it sparingly. Actually, initially I wanted to end the design here, but I was like, let me find out from the client if they would have like some pieces of lace, you know, that would be left over. So just keep watching, you get to see it. Now, okay, let's get back to the price of this. We're still giving a price. Now this rhinestone, let's give it 20 naira. We didn't use so much. See, the pack is still much, and I've used from this pack. So 20 naira, it's okay from that. So what does that give us? It gives us 490. And what do we say? We are still less than $1. Okay, so that's how it's looking. Let me know if you can use it like this, if you like it for your mates just the way it is. Okay, so let's assume your client has lace trimmings. You can make use of that. You put your E7000 or whatever glue it is that you want. Not ever stay go in this particular point. This particular point, you need something light because of all those patches that are net and all that, so that it doesn't get stained. And if she's not using a lace and you need to get those lace trimmings that they sell, there's one I just got, very pretty one to make a headband, and it was 650 and it's like twice this size. So let's assume that we go further, if we don't stop here, to make use of the lace trimmings, and that would be 650 divided by 2, and that's 325. 325 plus 490 gives us what? It gives us 5. We won't carry this. It gives us 815 naira. What is that, sweethearts? My dearest designers, it is less than $1. But we haven't ended. So how much do we put for our E7000, the glue that we have been using? We really haven't used much. So I would just say give it 200 naira. And that gives us 1,015 naira. Plus the mistake we have, that's 5 naira. That gives us 1,020 naira. And that is less than $1. And we have done it. The hand fan is ready.